Hi guys, Raymond here. First things first, I got 2 comments today on a previous video that I made. Here's the thing. If you're going to be a YouTuber posting videos, no matter what content you can do, there's always going to be people out there that's going to say something negative towards you. Not everybody has the same capabilities of making, cool videos with special graphics and stuff like that. I don't know how to do any of that. That's why most of my videos are, generic. But it's more just like blogging, So I had 2 comments today. One was asking what was said, and the other said, this is why I shouldn't have kids. Those comments don't bother me in the slightest. Because like I said, if you're going to post videos on YouTube, there's always going to be somebody that doesn't like what you do, that doesn't like what you have to say or whatever. But you have to be able to overcome that and not let it get the best of you. I actually, I believe in freedom of speech. So, well, I'm not saying that politically. What I'm saying is, everybody's entitled to their opinions. It's just that sometimes I like my opinions better. But the video that I made, I did talk about Jeremy DeWitte. This guy, in my opinion, is a menace to society. He acted as if he was a law enforcement. He calls himself a state agency. He said it in his own videos that this is a police escort. He said in his own videos that he was a police officer. I believe that was one where he was in Chicago. Anyway, his own body cams, it's going to be what gets him convicted because it's what he said on his videos. And you cannot impersonate an officer in any way, shape, or form. You can do it if you don't escorts, but you don't have the right to tell people to pull over or hold up traffic. This guy gets me fired up. I have respect for law enforcement, but when you got guys like Jeremy DeWitte, who is a big cop, by the way, it plays a role into how people don't trust law enforcement. And you got guys like Jeremy DeWitte acting like the way he does, and people who do mistake him for something. Oh, this is how all cops are. They're all bad. No, they're not. You're gonna have your good cops. You're gonna have your bad cops. But not all cops are bad, as some people would have you believe. I think it's a blessing for the state of Florida that Jeremy DeWitte's dream to become a police officer didn't come to fruition. Because if it did, Florida will have a lot of problems on their hands. More severe than what it is now. He's not even fit to be a police officer. And he's a registered sex offender. And he said in one of his court appearances The wife just lost his second child. And I'm sitting there thinking when I heard this, dude, you aren't a sex offender. What are you doing having kids? Now, against my better judgment, because of the comment that I got today, that saying this is why you shouldn't have kids. And you know what? I'm actually fine with the fact that I don't have kids. I'm not saying that I don't want any, but for the situation right now, I'm kind of content with it. But if I were to ever get somebody pregnant and tell me the child's mine, I would welcome that little guy or girl into the world with nothing but love. I would just hope and pray that my kid doesn't grow up acting like Jeremy DeWitte. But that's a story for another day. Given his criminal history, given his bad behavior, given the fact that he's a registered sex offender, and I did look that up on the National Sex Offender Registry, he's on there. He should not be having kids. But given all that, why was the state, for the child safety, take it? Because I would actually be scared for the child. Because I do hear from time to time that sex offenders can relapse and fall back into that wayside of life. I'm not saying that the mother shouldn't have children, but Jeremy DeWitte definitely should not be having kids. His attitude is very unprofessional. I have never heard a real cop talk the way like Jeremy DeWitte does. In fact, a true officer would act in a professional manner. You don't get beating on people's cars, riding on double yellows, unless there's an emergency where they need to get to where they're going. But Jeremy DeWitte doesn't understand. Well, maybe he does understanding, it's just ignoring it. Is that just because he's a funeral escort, it does not give him any legal authority to cross over to the double yellow. There were times where he was doing that, and you got an 18-wheeler coming at him. So say what you want about me, but Jeremy DeWitte, take a look at him. He's where well, I heard he bonded out, because I was going to say, that he was still where he's at, but I heard he bonded out. And I thought to myself, oh boy, he's going to go right back to his old tricks. Unless the judge put an order to where he cannot be operating his business pending the outcome of a trial. So, and I think it's good. The law makes it illegal to impersonate police officers, because if you're driving down a highway, you get pulled over, and it's not a real cop, you're basically you're being put in danger. Whereas a cop, a real one, would act in a professional manner. Jeremy DeWitte doesn't do this. He loves to go on power trips. That's what he enjoys. He was like puppets chest up, yeah, I'm in control here. But because he is a funeral escort, it does not give him the right to hold up I-95, which is a highway I know very well, just so a funeral of, I think it was a funeral with a bunch of Corvettes going by. But I have a hard time believing that the Daytona police told him, man, you can do what you're going to do. The thing is this, you're licensed to do a funeral escort. You are not doing it in a law, at least legally anyway. You're not doing it in a legal way, from a legal standpoint. The law is not on your side, Jeremy. It is actually against you. Suppose if we reverse the roles. You're doing a Sunday drive up and down I-95, and you're just minding your own business, and then you're being told to stop so a funeral escort can get by. And you know the person that stopped you is not a cop. Well, you no doubt will get irritated because you're a hothead yourself. You are an extreme hothead. There's no joke about that. You can't tell me, oh, well, I know it's a funeral escort. I'm just going to sit here, be a good boy, and relax until the funeral procession passes by. But the type of attitude you have, the bad temper you have, no. I would actually be surprised if you had a patient demeanor, which is something you lack 99 times out of 100. So, I'm just hoping that you're given a very, very long prison sentence. If you want to act like be the man in charge in prison, well, I don't even think you would be doing good with that. Especially if you have a cellmate named Bubba. So, but let me warn you, Jeremy. Don't drop the soap. Don't drop it. So, that's all I'm going to say about that one. So that's what I want to talk about. I just got finished watching Monday Night Raw. And when you go back to Super Bowl 40 between the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers, a game that should have been won by the Seahawks without question. But the officiating was working in the Steelers' favor. And that Super Bowl, the Steelers are always going to have that asterisk next to it. Because the game was fixed. Period. Well, what does a referee, NFL referee, have to do with WWE? Well, I get it sometimes. With things on WWE is scripted. But what should not be scripted is referees cheating. there was a match that was between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. And the referee did a fast count, and Kevin Owens knew something wasn't right. Now, Seth Rollins believes he's a Monday Night Messiah. Well, he's no Messiah because he couldn't save his referee from being exposed by Kevin Owens, who ripped the referee's shirt and was showing that he was wearing a Seth Rollins t-shirt with a stained glass window behind him. That's one thing I can't stand, is game officials cheating. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, whatever, your job is to call it down the middle. That's the way umpiring, refereeing, any type of officiating is supposed to be. It should be down the middle, not taking sides, whereas this referee didn't do that. And to me, in my opinion, this is going to give the WWE a black eye. Because it's now like, oh, are we going to have referees cheating now? I'm done with the cheating. I'm done. See what you want. And you know what? Before I end this video, I just want to tell you all this. Except for those who I get along with, like Virgo, any comments that I get, I want you to know it's not going to bother me. I'm not going to cave in fear, because I'm going to be the better person and the mature person to just ignore it. Don't even let it get to me. That's how I'm going to roll. Alright, so this is my second video of February 24th, 2020, and it is 11:24 p.m. I will see you in the next video. Peace.